Zero, Dorm, Dante. Now this team, I think, has a lot of synergy. Pairs together really nicely. And while you might ask yourself, why not just play like Zero May Cry? Why not just play Virgil in place of Dormammu? They use similar amounts of meter. They do similar things. Virgil just seems to do them a lot better. Well, this team has a Stalking Flare DHC, and I've been using Stalking Flare DHC with Wolverine to call him, to get the spells out, and then to do a mix-up with Wolverine. Thing is, Zero doesn't need to do mix-ups, people. Zero's just playing fair if you have to guess. He doesn't really need to make you guess at all. He can just do what he wants. He's Zero. He can just do what he wants, and your team flowchart might look something like this. Look, everybody's dead. Everybody's dead, and only one character got to take a guess. And then you can even just keep it dead simple. Don't even have to worry about it. Like this team, I think, has a lot going for it. Now, the problem with this is, and I'll be frank up front with issues that I've found with it so far, is that if I want to access an anchor character, I don't get to snap because the meter you saw there, I need to build 2 bars with Zero, DHC out, or at least 1.8 bars, because, of course, Dormammu's spell on block, if you just take a look at the meter gain on this, that builds you a nice chunk of meter. So you need with Zero off the initial combo to build 1.8 bars. Not really hard for him, but it depends on how much life you have the opponent has. Because if they're running low on life because you played extended neutral, well then this might mean that you don't have the meter available to do it. So there's an issue with that, but also if you do run through the first character with lightning loops and then set this up by killing the second character with a Stalking Flare, well then they have access to X Factor, and X Factor can lead to a whole bunch of crazy shit happening. Happy birthdays, you having to counter X Factor back. So for example, if you try to do that setup just there are places where they can X Factor cancel you, and if you're not ready to X Factor back, then there's an issue with it just there. But still, even so, if they're going to rely on their anchor, if it's someone who is proud of their anchor capabilities and plays a Strider, plays a Virgil, plays a Phoenix, you can just pretty much get rid of their first 2 characters if they are not willing to spend X Factor. And potentially, you know, if the setup's already there, if they're getting hit, if they X Factor now, they only have an option of using an Invul Super. Only an option of an Invul Super. And the other day I was playing Zero against Shuffle, and he was playing Hagar, and I was doing this setup on his Magneto. He had Hagar behind him. That was his last 2 characters, and he alpha countered as soon as he possibly could, and I went under Lariat. The alpha counter Lariat came out, and I went straight underneath it and punished Hagar and just lightning looped Hagar to death, and Magneto had to eat the next mix-up. So there are certain ways to, you know, he got his valuable character out, Magneto was out, and Hagar came in. He took a shot at it, but like even things like that, like Zero's just so blessed because of his low profile, his ability to avoid certain things. Now, other alpha counters work against it, so if you're of course doing your spells after the Stalking Flare, well that into this hard tag, into this, leads to, they get to alpha counter right about the time when you do that medium on the ground there. They get to alpha counter into the next character if they have the bar for it, which they probably do, right after that, which means you do have to be wary of it, but you've set it up so gracefully. There are of course other ways, and advanced Zero players, expert Zero players will have ways of setting this up without the need for this crutch of Dormammu. But I think that's really neat, because the extra meter build you get, the extra damage you get in chip on the opponent, and the chance for them to actually mess up their push blocks if they're trying to push block out, because humans don't push block as well as the computer did, as I showed just there. You might just get them to be knocked down. You might hit them on the ground like that. They might get hit into a knockdown, and then you can just OTG into your next character like that, because you see it happening. You call in jam session anyway, and then you just jump over and OTG like that. So there's loads going for this. There are some criticisms, but for now I'm going to keep messing with it and keep thinking, what should my ideal flowchart be with this team? I personally think it's kind of nasty. I think it's pretty dirty, especially the way I saw that Hagar alpha counter come out and Lariat's just like spinning around above my head. No success at all. So that's it. I'll come back to you with more optimizations as I find them with these teams. Zero players, if you have optimizations for my combos that are practical, then hit me up. Always interested in hearing optimizations. Other than that, it's been a pleasure. I've been Sparty. Catch you guys next time. See you later.